Tonight,
Gardner had a roll off his stick. Aitchison scores!
setting the table for the OHL final.
It's going to be a battle and a good series.
Romano here for Edwards. Edwards a shot!
The Kitchener Rangers and Barrie Colts tomorrow night.
It's always been electric in here, but I think the building will shake.
And the Rangers player,
just really happy to be here, and all the guys have done a really good job for me,
who got a prestigious honor on the eve of the series. The gong has been found.
This is absolutely amazing. The gong is just the symbol of hope.
An update on a meaningful symbol for the cancer care community.
33 radiation treatments, and I'm finally done.
That went missing. Boulevard of broken pavement.
It's rapidly deteriorating.
New wheels in motion to give a troublesome Kitchener artery.
Oh my goodness, thank goodness, long overdue.
A much needed facelift.
Good evening. We are one sleep away from the Ontario Hockey League final, kicking off right here in our community. The Kitchener Rangers will host the Barrie Colts in a best-of-7 starting tomorrow night at the Odd. And on the eve of that series, the Rangers can say that their team includes one of the league's best. CTV's Colton Wayne standing by with more. Colton, this is all about Rangers forward Sam O'Reilly getting honored today as the league's most outstanding player.
Yeah, that's right, Tony. The 20-year-old received the award today, the OHL hosting a press conference at the Odd to announce it. And while O'Reilly is honored to win it, he says he's focused on winning another league championship and another Memorial Cup.
This year's award recipient, Sam O'Reilly.
Kitchener Rangers forward Sam O'Reilly receiving the Red Tilson Trophy as the OHL's most outstanding player of the regular season.
I take a big honor in winning this trophy, and obviously you see the names on it and the people that have won it previous years. It's pretty special.
The impact what he's made for our team, I think he really deserves it. He's a 200-feet player. He competes. He does everything on the ice.
OHL writers and broadcasters vote for the winner each year. O'Reilly recorded 71 points in 56 games this regular season. The Toronto native spent 3 seasons in London, where he helped the Knights win the OHL title the past 2 years. Then in January, the 20-year-old was traded to Kitchener, part of a blockbuster trade with defenseman Jared Woolley, as the Rangers sent defenseman Jacob Zoo and 10 future draft picks to London.
Everything that goes with it, with all the good guys and staff here, and the city of Kitchener is a great spot to be, so just really happy to be here, and all the guys have done a really good job for me.
Ahokas says O'Reilly's experience winning it all with London is an obvious plus in the dressing room.
When they talk in the room and kind of say, like, so they've been there and it's not new for them, so I think it's huge.
O'Reilly joins Justin Azevedo, John Tucker, and Walt Tkachuk as the only Rangers to win the award. And he did so despite finishing the season 21st in the league in points and 24th in goals.
He's obviously the best player. We said it when we talked to you on CTV a week ago. So called it. Yeah. He does all the little things correctly and well. So it's like, why wouldn't he win it?
Because he's something else.
And while O'Reilly is happy to win the award, he says he's more focused on winning another OHL championship. He currently leads the Rangers in postseason points, and he's averaging a goal a game.
Obviously, this is a nice accomplishment, and something that I'll kind of have with me forever. But main focus has been winning that OHL and then hopefully Memorial Cup.
His focus right now is beating the Barrie Colts in the OHL finals. Tickets are now on sale for the final series, and Rangers faithful are already lining up to secure their spot at home.
It doesn't really matter. We're going to go through the whole thing.
It has to be one of the best junior buildings in the whole world. Like, it's atmosphere is unbelievable, and we're really happy that we got the home ice advantage and we get to start at home.
Well, they have a lot of momentum, but last year, the Kitchener Rangers had the reverse sweep and then unfortunately bowed out to London the very next round. So it'll be important for the Rangers to get ahead of them early and break that momentum. It seems like they don't care, and maybe they need to work harder.
So O'Reilly's got some new hardware, but is focused on Wednesday when the Rangers host Barrie for Game 1. The Colts won both of their meetings during the regular season, one in overtime and once in a shootout. Tony.
Okay, Colton, thank you. CTV's Colton Weens reporting. And tomorrow's game was only set last night when the Barrie Colts completed a remarkable series comeback upset of the Brantford Bulldogs.
Von Richter, right point, backside Gardner, had to roll off his stick. Aitchison scores! It may have hit a stick on the way through, and for the first time in the series, the Colts strike first. And a big goal.
The game winner came early for the Barrie Colts, who beat the Bulldogs 5-0 in the winner-take-all Game 7. It marked a stunning comeback after the Colts were down 3-1 to Brantford earlier in the series. And the Ontario Hockey League telling CTV News the league expects to have a response soon to a bizarre situation after the big win last night, when the Barrie Colts coach and team captain repeatedly responded with the same short phrase every time they were asked a question.
Coach, words probably escape you after that one. Maybe you can try your best.
No one cares. Work harder.
Okay, Sean, big moment for you, a goal tonight. Hostile environment. What can you say about the way your goaltender played in that one?
No one cares. Work harder.
And it went on like that for about a minute and a half. The Barrie Colts declined to comment further about it to CTV News today. Time for a check on the weather. Let's head over to Ashley Bacon now and talk about that, because boy, oh boy, felt like things were really changing out there today. Threatening showers, a little bit of a cooler breeze. Not feeling like it did yesterday.
No, not quite. Not as frosty as that interview, though, Tony, in that last clip there. It was certainly a change in pace today. Nice and warm yesterday. Back to sort of where we should be this time of year. Slightly below seasonal and a little bit wet. We got some afternoon rain. The rain held off a little later than we expected, but as we take a look behind me here, this is why we're seeing so much spotty precipitation over the next day or so. It's just a big system that's really just hugging our region, is going to continue to do so for the next few hours and into your Wednesday. However, right now, 9 degrees out there, so a little cooler than we'd like to see. About this time yesterday, we were sitting at around 20. So by comparison, not quite as warm. 19 kilometer-an-hour winds out there around the region, also quite cool. About half the degrees that we saw yesterday this time, Tony, but we are going to see temperatures start to rebound a little later in the week. Those details coming up.
Thank you, Ashley. The future of a key corridor in Cambridge will be in focus tonight. The city's collecting public feedback on the future of Hespeler Road, also known as Highway 24, with early plans suggesting more of a mix of homes and infrastructure rather than box stores and gas stations. CTV's Karis Map is live along Hespeler Road with more. Karis.
Well, Tony, the Hespeler Road that you see behind me right now could look very different in the coming years or even decades. Plans show the eventual redevelopment of existing gas stations and drive-through restaurants in the area to add, potentially in the future, add more housing and active transportation options. A section of Hespeler Road could be getting a facelift in the coming years.
It's all the lands that immediately abut the Hespeler Road corridor. And it goes as far north as the 401 here in front of me and as far south as Isherwood Avenue.
While working to meet provincial housing targets and promote active transportation, the City of Cambridge's secondary plan document highlights what the corridor could be.
New parks, new trail systems, new public infrastructure and community facilities, and pairing that with private investment to really transition the area to that mix of uses.
I think we can all agree that Hespeler Road in its current state is not terribly attractive, and that we can have something that is so much more attractive and likely serves the members of our community better.
This comes at a time when the city is preparing to welcome light rail transit.
It's a really valuable opportunity for the City of Cambridge to work with Waterloo Region as well as the province and Metrolinx to make sure that we are all working together to build out this collective vision for the area.
Officials are hoping to lessen the number of vehicles on the road and eventually eliminate most drive-in restaurants and gas stations along the stretch.
It's not to say that we're going to start knocking out lanes on Hespeler Road. We definitely recognize that it's a really critical circulation artery in the city, and so we will be working towards adding those other modes of transportation so that people have choice, really.
Consultants working with the City of Cambridge say the goal is to move away from big box stores, but this is a long-term vision and no one will be forced to sell their business.
As it stands, they're not going anywhere. They don't need to go anywhere. But at the moment in time when it makes sense to do so, those properties can redevelop into higher value uses for the community.
Council would be making a decision on the plan later this summer, with public feedback continuing to be taken into consideration. The public consultation meeting is set to begin shortly at 6:30 in front of Cambridge City Hall. People can attend in person or watch online and have their input heard by calling in with their questions or concerns. Tony.
Okay, Karis, thank you. Meanwhile, a major artery in Kitchener is also under scrutiny, but in this case, it's the road itself. Ira Needles Boulevard is deteriorating, and regional staff say more money is needed to get it fixed sooner. CTV's Alexandra Hollick explains.
A patchwork pattern of mixed materials splayed across a stretch of a busy, regionally owned road in Kitchener.
I kind of call it like a quilt. We're almost building a quilt along the way.
But the fabric of Ira Needles Boulevard is unraveling at the seams, literally.
The seam between those two lanes, the existing and the new lanes, is really what's causing the increased deterioration. It's rapidly deteriorating.
So staff are asking the region to fund a multi-million-dollar facelift that would see the resurfacing and repavement of a 4-kilometer stretch between Yellow Birch and West Hill Drives.
More like a shave and pave. We're just shaving off the top part of the asphalt, the surface of it, a very thin lift, and we're putting that back down again with a new one.
Oh my goodness, thank goodness, long overdue.
A full rehabilitation of Ira Needles was initially planned in the 2030s, but staff say this work needs to be done now.
If you hit it relatively hard at one time, we see that better and more cost effective than having to continually come back year over year.
The cost of the work is estimated at $4.5 million, but the project isn't included in the 2026 capital budget, something council will have to consider.
In a month or two's time, when all the tenders close for 2026, we'll report back to council to kind of solidify that number.
While the project plan still needs to be put together, staff say they'll try to focus on one side of the boulevard at a time to help minimize disruption for local businesses and residents.
I can't see at any point where we'd close the entire road down.
And while construction closures may cause headaches, locals say they're looking forward to a smooth ride.
They just have to take it all at once and do a better job this time.
It's going to be a major disruption. It's going to be a royal pain in the butt. But in the end, it'll definitely be worth it.
The next step is regional council, and if the recommendations are approved, construction can start here on Ira Needles as soon as this summer. Alexandra Hollick, CTV News, Kitchener.
And later in the show, CTV's Spencer Turcott brings us details on a local company making pothole repair a smooth operation that they say can save cities time and money. Work meant to repair fire damage from last year is now being blamed for starting a new one at a high-rise building in Toronto. CTV's Beth McDonnell has more.
It happened again. An unusual fire in the wall dividing two Thorncliffe Park condos is burning. This one now in its second day.
It's very, very disturbing. I'm telling you, it's very, very hard on our mental states.
For Fatima Jan Mohammed and hundreds of others who live here, there is renewed trauma. Just 5 months ago in November, another fire smoldered in the same wall for over 2 weeks, forcing residents from 400 units out of their homes, either to stay with family or in hotels. This time, firefighters say they're closely monitoring the air quality and it's safe so residents don't have to leave.
Still kind of was leery to fall or go to sleep last night, but I just kept my ears open basically during the evening.
Fire Chief Jim Jessup says the investigation into the new fire is already complete. Crews doing remedial construction work on the 7th floor to make the condos safe after the initial fire were cutting into concrete. That ignited the insulation material in the wall.
There is still a lot of it in there from the original fire that had not caught fire. And so the fire yesterday was the same fiberboard that caught fire again.
The city says crews had permits to do the remedial work but have been ordered to stop. To finish, it's asked property engineers to produce a construction management plan.
And until that report is received, reviewed by the city, the work cannot continue.
Firefighters say some lessons have been learned since the fall. Crews knew which spots to spray foam and previous access holes made getting at the fire easier. Some residents tell us communication has improved this time, but there is still anxiety.
Definitely now have bags packed at the door just in the event that they do evacuate us, so we just have to be ready.
No timeline has been shared as for when the fire in the wall may be extinguished.
That was CTV's Beth McDonnell with that report. A guilty verdict today in the case of two women charged in the death of a boy they were trying to adopt. CTV's John Woodward has more from court and a warning that some details in this story may be disturbing.
The things that came out are absolutely horrific. Nobody should have gone through what those kids went through.
A horrific experience inside this Burlington, Ontario home for two kids at the hands of their adoptive parents, Brandy Cooney and Becky Hamber. Adoptive parents who clearly hated the two boys, the judge found. Texts they tried to delete showed them calling the boys expletives, one a prisoner broken by Officer Hamber, as well as loser, moron, and it. Justice Conlon writing, I find that these disgusting labels were habitually used by both accused because they hated the boys. They loathed them. They deeply resented them having come into their lives and not having turned out to be what was expected. The boys were denied food, forced to exercise, zip-tied into wetsuits, also faced physical abuse. One text between the couple read in court said, you strangled him and threw him down. The 12-year-old died in a barren basement, profoundly underweight. The 10-year-old testified about years of abuse.
What grade 4 kid wants to run away?
Heartbreaking to hear for one educational assistant who said he told her he wanted to play football for McGill.
He was so smart, and he had such an old soul, and he was such a great person. And it really hurts to know that he won't get his dreams. It's just not fair.
There were gasps here in the courtroom in Milton as the judge decided not to stop at convictions for assault, failing to provide the necessaries of life and unlawful confinement, but convicted the couple of first-degree murder. The justice found both Hamilton and Ottawa Children's Aid Societies were negligent, as were some doctors. One boy's second-grade teacher said warnings were ignored.
It still affects me because I don't know what else I could have done to help these kids, and I don't know. I'm sure there's other kids that this happens to too, and there's not enough being done.
Ontario's government acknowledged problems.
We are working right across the system to make sure that we improve child welfare across this province.
A promise made years too late to protect these kids from the convicted killers who were supposed to be their parents. John Woodward, CTV News.
Ontario's NDP leader is facing criticism for remarks suggesting that Premier Ford could be behind bars before the next election. But she isn't backing down. CTV's Siobhan Morris reports.
Ontario's opposition leader sees no need to apologize for comments about the Premier that raised eyebrows around Queen's Park.
Maybe you won't get another mandate because you'll be in prison, Doug.
The government House leader slammed that language during question period.
Dangerous, American-style Trumpian rhetoric that, quite frankly, has no place in this legislature. Shameful.
Speaker, pretty rich coming from a government that is under RCMP criminal investigation.
That investigation of land removal from the Greenbelt was launched in the fall of 2023. Records tied to the process are accessible to the Mounties, but not journalists or the public. That's because of changes to the Freedom of Information Act.
I think I'm saying out loud what a lot of people are saying quietly, right? Which is that this is a premier and a government who have to answer to the people. If you have nothing to hide, why are you working so hard to hide things?
The premier isn't asking for an I'm sorry, but says
that Trump-style rhetoric is unacceptable as far as I'm concerned.
Doug Ford's been accused of engaging in that same kind of rhetoric going back to his 2018 campaign.
Doug Ford sounds like Donald Trump, and that's because he is like Donald Trump.
Those words from the then premier after Ford's campaign released this statement. If Kathleen Wynne tried to pull these kinds of shady tricks in private life, there would be more than a few Liberals joining David Livingston in jail. That's an ex-Premier McGuinty staffer who served time for deleting emails connected to the gas plant scandal.
Campaigns, you go back and forth, but now we're running government. And I think everyone should get together and collaborate when we can.
2 weeks ago, Ford faced heavy criticism for a dig at a Liberal MPP.
You know why the members down here because CP24 didn't want her anymore.
The Premier has since apologized. He draws distinction with what Stiles said.
Inside the legislature, words get said, but that one was over the top. And yes, we go back and forth, but she stepped over the line.
And that report from CTV's Siobhan Morris at Queen's Park. It was a sea of red in downtown Kitchener today. This walk honoring missing and murdered Indigenous women, girls, and Two-Spirit people. Participants made their way from the healing of the 7 generations towards City Hall and Victoria Park.
My mother was murdered when I was 9, so it means a lot. So these people aren't forgotten, and be able to give them voices as well too. There's so many stories out there of missing people and what has happened to them, and sometimes we don't feel represented enough.
I feel like I'm super lucky to know my aunt, because then I can continue with my culture that I probably wouldn't have learned if I didn't have my aunt. So I'm really happy about that.
The red dress, a symbol of both those missing and those waiting for answers. And a reminder to start your day with the CTV Kitchener newsletter. Local content from our newsroom sent right to your inbox every day, including a look at the day's top stories, the latest forecast, some must-see videos. You can sign up at ctvnewskitchener.ca. And we will have more news coming up in just a moment, including this story.
I'm Krista Simpson with an update on the theft of a ceremonial gong from Kitchener's Cancer Centre. It's now back where it belongs. We'll tell you why it's such a meaningful item for hospital patients and many in the community. That story is just ahead.
Well, we're in for another night of spotty showers, but will your Wednesday be a full washout? Those details with your full weather forecast coming up. Stay with us.
Download the CTV News app and stay on top of local stories as they unfold.
We go to a dramatic scene unfolding.
Customize your feed and watch live wherever you are. CTVKitchener.ca, your home for news. When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400. From your screen to ours. Text 10400.
A ceremonial gong that was reported missing from the Waterloo Regional Health Network Cancer Centre is back in place. And police have arrested and charged a man over the ordeal. Let's go to CTV's Krista Simpson now for an update on this story tonight. Krista, the theft of that gong really leaving a number of people in the community quite upset.
Tony, many people who heard this story said the gong played such an important and symbolic role during their cancer care or in the life of someone they know and love. So to hear that it was stolen was very upsetting to many. Late yesterday, police announced an arrest, but the gong wasn't found until today. It is now back where it belongs. This is a moment Jeff Kalin was waiting for, but one he wasn't sure he would get after this ceremonial gong was stolen from the Cancer Centre at Waterloo Regional Health Network's Midtown campus, formerly known as Grand River Hospital. But the gong has now been found and returned to its place.
This is absolutely amazing. The gong is just the symbol of hope.
Hitting the gong a way for cancer patients to mark a milestone in their journey.
33 radiation treatments and I'm finally done.
The gong disappeared from the Cancer Centre in late April. Its theft was reported to police on Monday. Later that same day, Waterloo Regional Police arrested a 44-year-old man and charged him with theft under $5,000. The gong recovered on Tuesday.
Our officers were able to continue the investigation and were able to locate the gong in the area of Victoria Street North, in Weaver Street West in Kitchener.
News of the theft leaving many in the community upset and wanting to help.
Even yesterday, someone brought in a cymbal from their drum set just so that patients wouldn't miss that opportunity to celebrate their successful treatment.
This stolen item is very unique to the community. Obviously, it has significance to a lot of patients and families in the community. We're just very grateful that it has been located.
With the gong now returned, the hospital's patient advisory committee is already contemplating ways to ensure it remains where it belongs.
We're working on a new plan to improve the security and improve the use of the gong as a part of that celebration of successful treatment.
Something that I hope I never have to go through again. But you guys have been great.
Jeff Kalin marking the moment with a gong strike and gratitude.
Going through what we go through, it's tough, and I made it, and it's absolutely great.
The man who was arrested and charged Monday for the theft was held for a bail hearing. Regional police are asking anyone with information on the incident to contact them. Tony.
Okay, Krista Simpson with that update. Krista, thank you. A driver's been charged after 2 cyclists were hit in Waterloo. It happened yesterday on Steeplechase Way at Woolwich Street. A woman in her 50s was taken to an out-of-region hospital with serious injuries. The other cyclist was not injured. A 33-year-old woman has been charged with careless driving, causing bodily harm. Well, a live look outside on what's been a pretty overcast day today with some showers at times and temperatures that are feeling a little cooler with that breeze we had today. Ashley's back in a few moments with the forecast. And later in the show, the outfits that turned heads at this year's Met Gala in New York and the messages some protesters outside the venue were trying to send. And coming up in a minute, the latest take on the direction of gas prices. Well, Ashley's here with the forecast in a week that feels like there's just a little bit of a change every day.
Yes.
And maybe by the end of this week, we're not going to recognize it as the week that we started with.
Hopefully. I spoke with Rob Kuhn, who's an environmentalist, or meteorologist rather, with Environment Canada earlier today, and he was mentioning that when May starts cooler, like we have experienced, historically speaking, in the past, it means the second half has been hot.
Well,
so
there's another phrase called history repeats itself.
Fingers crossed by the end of this month, or at least the midway point, so after next week, you know, we might see things start to go in the north direction, which I'll take.
I like that there's some kind of historic precedent we can at least lean into for some hope.
Yeah, it's not just hopes and dreams on this one.
That's right.
Let's take a look outside. It is a bit gloomy out there this afternoon, Tony. I mean, things have dried up slightly, but don't put those umbrellas away. We are going to still see some showers lingering on and off throughout the region through the overnight hours and into Wednesday. We aren't going to see as much rain potentially tomorrow, but it's a good thing to keep those umbrellas handy because you never know when you're out and about. As we take a look at our futurecast, we are still sitting just on that border of this system, and we will, depending on where you are, still see some spotty showers over the next few hours. Now, we are going to see potentially a bit of heavier rain through the overnight, but by tomorrow morning, again, we're just on the edge of this system. We might still see a shower here and there, depending on where you are throughout the region. Tomorrow, going to be predominantly cloud cover, and we might see the sun trying to peek through here and there, maybe by sunset. We might get a nice sunset, but overall, very cool and definitely wetter than we would like to see. Right now, across the country, things are looking quite nice on the west coast. A sunny day in Vancouver and Victoria, 15 for Victoria. In Edmonton, 10 with that sun trying to peek through. Up in Yellowknife, a sunny day as well, and 4 degrees, a little warmer up there today. As we take a look through the prairie provinces, Regina cloudy in 5, Thompson -3 and a bit of cloud cover. They were getting snow yesterday, so the cloud conditions, I'm sure, are welcome. Towards the east coast in our nation's capital, 14 degrees with a bit of cloud cover. The sun trying to peek through in Montreal, and Quebec City is getting some rain. On the east coast itself, St. John's cloudy and 9. So right across the board, conditions a little cooler than we saw on Monday. Here in southwestern Ontario, we are getting around a 9-degree temperature range right now. But as I said earlier in the program, this time yesterday we were close to 20. So it is feeling quite cool by comparison. Overnight tonight, we are expected to dip to around 6 degrees, which isn't far off for where we should be this time of year, and around a 40% chance for rain. Now tomorrow, temperatures rising to around 12 and another 40% chance for rain. As we take a closer look at our almanac. Back in 2005, we reached an overnight low of -2.9. So by comparison, 6 degrees, not too bad. 5 is the normal for this time of year. It's really the daytime highs that the variation is greater. 17 is what we should be for this time of year. Records back in 1949 set at 32.2. So not nearly as warm as that record. As we take a closer look at our 7-day forecast, you can see it's going to be pretty much rinse and repeat for most of the week. 12 degrees for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, with the sun trying to peek through, and Thursday looking like it will be sort of the driest day of the remainder of the week. As we get into Lambton, Kent, Essex, around the Windsor area there, patches of rain tomorrow and 14, sun returning by Thursday and 14, and again 14 for your Friday. So very steady pace, at least across the board there. In southern Georgian Bay, you're seeing some cooler nights ahead. -1 is an overnight low tomorrow, 0 for Thursday, and again -1 on Friday. So cooler conditions, but the good news is by Saturday, temperatures rebounding overnight as well as through the day. So keep those umbrellas handy. It's going to be another cool few days. Let's take a look at today's Weather Watcher picture sent in from Margaret, who snapped this amazing photo of their horse and their farm near Arthur. She says in the email, April showers did in fact bring Mayflowers.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Those look like they might be daffodils. I'm not 1,000% sure.
I think you might be right.
That
I'll have to
yellow?
ask Tanya if they get growing tomorrow.
Yes, yes. Check with our resident green thumbs to see what's blooming so far. All right, Ash, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, gas prices are set to go up again tomorrow. Dan McTeague from Canadians for Affordable Energy is predicting a 7-cent jump at the pumps overnight. He also expects diesel to rise by 5 cents a litre amid the ongoing conflict between the U.S. and Iran in the Strait of Hormuz.
Every day your prices go up, you'll hear a comment from the U.S. administration saying they will do this or they will do that regarding the Straits of Hormuz. The bigger issue is the amount of shortage that we have, a supply shock. It's 1.2 billion barrels that have been accumulated that we have to try to catch up on. It's going to take a long time to do that. In the meantime, it means higher prices as we head towards the $2 a litre threshold, and that's likely just around the corner.
After tomorrow's jump, Dan McTeague says gas prices could drop by 3 cents on Thursday. So that'll be something to keep an eye on. Something else to watch, trying to stay ahead of dynamic pricing. CTV's consumer reporter Pat Foran will tell us why it may be even more valuable to track price patterns for the things you need.
Day is back on 105.3 Virgin Radio. Listen to Jeff KP and Backstage Ben for your chance to win $5,000 every weekday. 5K a day. Virgin Radio.
A Kitchener company is taking a new approach to tackling potholes, focusing on prevention instead of quick fixes. CTV's Spencer Turcott now on how they're using infrared technology to make repairs last longer.
Cook like a steak and cut like butter, a saying heard frequently around Kitchener's heat design equipment.
We build infrared heaters for patching roads, and that's to maintain roads and to help construct roads so they last longer.
The system uses infrared heat to rework existing asphalt instead of simply covering it up, a process that sets them apart from others.
We can reheat asphalt when it's 10 to 20 years old, and we can recycle that in place so it can allow for better repairs.
That means crews can recycle material already on the road, creating a smoother, more durable surface. It's a process that takes more time than a quick patch, but the company says it's well worth it.
We might take a little bit longer to fix that, but we'll have a much more permanent repair.
The key is catching problems early. Small cracks can quickly grow into potholes. The goal is to repair them before that happens, and with many different tools that use the same technology depending on the size of the job, they've been successful.
This is an infrared heater that gets attached to the side of the paver, so we're all familiar with the cracks that go down the center line of the road. This machine fixes it in the construction phase.
The company's tech is built in Kitchener and is already being used in projects around the world.
We shipped equipment as far as Australia, South America, UK, and into the US as well.
A local innovation that's heating up potholes and cooling down frustration for drivers everywhere. Spencer Turcott, CTV News Kitchener.
In our consumer report tonight, why it may be wise to start tracking patterns with prices on things you need. CTV's Pat Foran on how some costs are changing, sometimes daily, because of the use of algorithms and dynamic pricing.
Whether you're looking for a coffee pot or big-ticket purchases like appliances and mattresses, prices will fluctuate. There's been a lot of discussion about dynamic pricing, changing prices based on demand, but retail analyst Bruce Winder says that's not new.
If you get your weekly flyers, you'll see prices go down for a week and then they'll go back up. And then maybe 6 weeks later, they go down again.
Consumer Reports just tracked 16 popular products to give shoppers a clear picture of how prices rise, fall, and fluctuate. Take this Shark vacuum.
1 week it was like $119, and at its peak it was close to $200. So it would swing by $40 or $50 a week. We're seeing it with baby products, a lot of clothing and footwear.
While some retailers are experimenting with surveillance pricing in the U.S., where consumers are charged different prices based on their personal data, Winder feels it won't be prevalent in Canada.
Charging consumers different prices because they're different consumers is taboo. The reputational damage to the company would far eclipse any margin gain.
If you're trying to save money on electronics, consider buying an older model. TVs, phones, and laptops that are a year or two old can cost hundreds less. And consider refurbished products.
They take it, they clean it up, they replace parts, and you get it with a new 1-year warranty. I mean, there's no better deal in my mind than getting a refurbished item.
Certain items also go on sale at specific times of the year. AI can help research that. If you can hold off on a purchase, you could save money.
And you might find out that this is one of the items that is really used aggressively on Black Friday or Cyber Monday or Boxing Day, right? And if you can, you might wait.
All right, our top stories now. Leanne Evans joining us in studio. And of course, all eyes on the OHL final, best of 7, Kitchener and Barrie, as we know now, and it all gets started tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be very exciting hockey to watch. And on the eve of that series, Rangers forward Sam O'Reilly was honored today as the OHL's most outstanding player. The OHL held a press conference at the Odd for the announcement today. While O'Reilly is honored to win it, he says he's focused on winning another league championship and another Memorial Cup. The Rangers and Colts face off tomorrow for Game 1 of that series. Puck drop 7 p.m. at the Odd. And we heard from Barrie's head coach just moments ago about last night's press conference. Dylan Smoskowitz spoke on TSN's Overdrive 1050 this evening saying, quote, "That was my lead. It was a decision I regret immediately. You better believe it won't happen again." The OHL telling CTV News the league expects to have a response soon.
All right, we'll watch for those updates as they continue to come in, Leanne. In the meantime, we've also got details online from our digital team about a human trafficking investigation.
Guelph police have arrested 2 Toronto men in connection to that investigation. They allegedly targeted the victims through Snapchat. For more information on the story and investigation unfolding, go to our website by scanning the QR code, downloading the CTV News app, or heading to ctvnewskitchener.ca. Tony.
Okay, Leanne Evans with our top stories. Leanne, thank you.
Thank you.
The region of Waterloo will be joining Kitchener, Waterloo, North Dumfries, and Cambridge in allowing police closed-circuit cameras to be installed in some areas to help with investigations. CTV's Heather Centerin has this update from the regional meeting today.
After getting the green light from councils in Waterloo, Cambridge, and Kitchener, Waterloo Regional Police needed one more yes from the region of Waterloo to install CCTV cameras to region-owned utility poles. And they got it at a committee meeting Tuesday.
All right, it's carried, folks.
The goal is to install 52 cameras at 10 locations across the region. In the Tri-Cities, the location would be Uptown Waterloo and King and University, downtown Kitchener and Fairview Mall, and in Cambridge, downtown Galt and Hespeler Road.
We are using locations where there has been higher amounts of crime reported, where there has been violence reported, where there's an increase in citizen-generated calls.
It will be a pilot project for a year at the 10 locations and is already paid for.
So we received $100,000 of grant funding from the ministry last year. That was matched also with $100,000 from WRPS. So that is what has already purchased those 52 cameras at the first 10 locations that we hope to pilot.
Before the vote, not everyone was on the same page.
So while I do think, this is well-intentioned, I think there are other things that we can do before this. And so as I did at the City of Kitchener, I reluctantly won't be able to support this.
And so it's like a partnership of the public, the municipalities, and the police department together. I'm fully supportive of this.
WRPS says the cameras, paired with automated license plate recognition, will help in investigations.
We will have the ability to access video footage sooner so that we can be more efficient.
By saving resources of the police department goes a long way as well. And so this is another way, I think, of just keeping our community safer.
WRPS promised there would be no live monitoring of neighborhoods and any unused footage will be deleted after 30 days. Police will be responsible for owning, installing, operating, and maintaining the cameras. The report to council did not say when they will be installed, but noted regional staff will work with police to do so. Heather Centerin, CTV News, Kitchener.
Later on CTV News, watching the Leafs' fortunes after a lackluster season. That story still ahead. Back in a moment. Well, several Canadians have received nominations for this year's Tony Awards, celebrating the best on Broadway.
Music, skipping a beat, singing a dream.
Hamilton-born actress Cassie Levy is up for Best Leading Actress in a Musical for her role as Mother in Ragtime. It's based on the 1975 novel of the same name. Costume designer Linda Cho, who was raised in Toronto, is nominated for 2 Tonys. Lee Kinney, Marla Mindell, and Leighton Williams are in the running for acting statuettes. The Tony Awards will be handed out June 7th. From Beyoncé to Emma Chamberlain and Canada's Hudson Williams, guests at the annual Met Gala in New York last night didn't hold back with outfits that turned the fashion is art dress code into a full-on showcase. The annual fashion show and fundraiser for the Metropolitan Museum of Art's Costume Institute once again brought all the glitz and glamour. This year's exhibit, Costume Art, explores the relationship between the body and clothing, drawing connections between garments and objects throughout the museum's collection. And there were protests outside aimed at billionaire Jeff Bezos, who sponsored the event for the first time. He and his wife reportedly made a $10 million donation and were named honorary chairs of the event. The move sparked calls from critics to boycott the Met Gala over wealth inequality and workers' rights. And more news in a moment. First, over to Ashley.
Well, tomorrow won't be as wet as we saw today, but still rain in the forecast. What tomorrow morning will look like on your way to work and school, those details just ahead. Start your night off with E-Talk at 7, followed by The Big Bang Theory. Then take a break from The Big Bang Theory and check out Will Trent at 8, Betrayal, Secrets and Lies at 9, and then it's back-to-back, you guessed it, Big Bang Theory.
Tonight, what we know about Canada's new Governor General.
I will strive to serve with honor, dedication, and integrity.
What constitutional issues she may have to navigate during her term. We'll have that story and more later on CTV National News and watch on Crave.
Bounce 99.5 has the music you just can't quit. Home of Bounce Mornings with Angie Hill and Sarge. KW's Bounce 99.5. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app.
All right, Ashley's here with our wake-up weather for Wednesday for Game 1 Wednesday.
Oh, my goodness. It's going to be a big day tomorrow. Make sure you guys tune in because we got a special show for you.
We'll tell you about that in a moment.
Yes.
But weather-wise, to start the day.
It's going to be okay. Let's take a look at our wake-up weather board. It's going to be a little wet to start, but by 10 a.m., that sun is going to try and make an appearance in 7 degrees. So, as I keep saying, keep those umbrellas handy. it doesn't mean it's over just because you see the sun.
That's right.
Yeah.
It'll serve you well,
Yes.
as it did today at certain times in the day. Okay, well, we know it's been a great season and postseason for the Kitchener Rangers. Different story, though, for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Tonight, though, the team's fortunes could change, right?
That's true. The odds aren't great, but the Leafs can come away from tonight's NHL draft lottery with the #1 pick.
So the Buds have an 8.5% chance of selecting first overall in next month's entry draft, or perhaps second. Fans will also be watching that lottery to see whether Toronto keeps its first-round pick.
The Leafs currently have the 5th selection, but if any team below them in the draft order wins, one of the 2 draws, Toronto will have to send that 5th pick to Boston as part of a trade deal from 2025. At 18.1%, Vancouver has the best odds to select first. And that would be, I'm presuming, Nathan McKinnon. So or not Nathan McKinnon.
You heard it here.
No, McKenna, sorry. McKenna. He's also a good player.
That's okay, but good prediction. What struck me was, okay, this is how long it's been since I've watched the draft or the draft lottery. I didn't know it was done with like actual lottery-looking machines, as if it were some lotto draw.
It is fascinating. So if you get a chance, watch it tonight.
I watched a draft one year when it was in the ACC. There's a taking you back.
I was going to say a few years ago.
Yeah, there's a taking you back. It's an interesting process to watch in person, too.
It would be. And I mean, I'm sure everyone is on the edge of their seats just to know where they land in it all.
All right, tomorrow, big show at 6.
Yes.
Ashley and I both on location down at the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium for Game 1 of the OHL Final. We're going to kick it off in style as we welcome the Barrie Colts to town.
We can welcome them.
We can welcome them.
Show them a Kitchener good time.
Yes, the competition is welcome. It's going to be a great series. That building's going to be electric.
Yes.
Do not miss our special edition of CTV News at 6 tomorrow night to kick it all off from East Avenue. We'll see you then. Have a good night.